There's so many dating and relationship rules out there, and I know this because I tried to follow all of them. I read all the dating and relationship books, bought all the online courses. I hired coaches that cost me thousands of dollars, only to end up still single in my mid-30s with a ticking biological clock, feeling like I was doomed to be alone forever. I was doing everything they were telling me to do, so like, where was he? And it wasn't until I met my partner at age 36 that I fully understood what had kept me single all those years and what caused dating to be so incredibly painful for me. And while I can't possibly share all the nuances of exactly what I did in this video, there were 4 major shifts I made that really helped me get to a place of complete confidence and relaxation about dating and relationships, and attracted that right man into my life. So I want to share these shifts with you, and hopefully they can help you experience less stress, less anxiety, and less emotional pain in dating and relationships, and speed up the process of meeting the right man for you. Now, these shifts are foundational beliefs for conscious dating that you'll want to embody. And embodiment isn't something that you know in your mind. These aren't just mindset shifts. Embodiment is when you feel it and you live it. You express it through your being without even having to think about it. So while you might start out with these as beliefs in your mind or ideas in your mind, there will come a time when they drop from your mind down to your body. You won't have to think about them anymore. You'll simply do them. You'll be living them. Embodying these 4 beliefs has the potential to completely change not only how you relate to men in dating and relationships, but will really change how you move through the world and how you respond to all of life. And since I'm a somatic facilitator for women, I would love for you to just practice paying attention what's happening to your body while you watch this video. And as I share each belief with you, is there tension in your shoulders or your jaw, your pelvic bowl, or anything else? Are you holding your breath, which is something I have a tendency to do? Or is your breath deep and slow? Or maybe it's something in between. Does something I say make you tense up? Or maybe you let out a big sigh of relief. Is there sensation anywhere in your body that's wanting some loving attention? It might sound challenging to notice all these things while you're watching, and that's totally okay. This isn't a test, and any of these things happening or not happening isn't good or bad. I just want you to start to practice reconnecting your mind and your body, because we've all been conditioned to prioritize logic and our minds. But your body and your mind are 2 parts of one whole. They work together, not independently of one another. They're both there to guide you and support you on your dating journey. So just notice what it's like to be you right now, what it's like to be in your body while you're watching. The first shift is that dating isn't about finding someone, it's about becoming someone. I spent years, decades really, believing that when I met that special someone, everything would not only magically get better and easier, but that would be the day the rest of my life began. Because, like most of us, I grew up on fairy tales. And the idea that happily ever after was only something that happens when you meet your prince and he rescues you from whatever troubles existed in your life before him. And in so many ways, meeting my partner was the beginning of a wonderful new chapter in my life. And he has added so much joy and pleasure to my existence. But It's not because we have some fairy tale love story. It's because both of us were committed to creating happily ever after in our own lives, completely independent of each other before we ever even met. And we continue to do that to this day. And when you start to entertain the idea that dating isn't about finding someone, but about who you become in the process, the sense of urgency you feel to meet the one and the feeling that you're somehow a failure because you're still single will start to fall away. You will naturally start to shift your focus away from men and back onto yourself. You'll no longer be wondering if he likes you or if you're good enough for him, because you'll be wondering if you even like him and if he meets your standards. The focus will be on you and how something makes you feel, and if it's aligned with what you want and fits into your life. You won't be counting every minute that passes since the last text because be too busy living your life to even notice that he hasn't texted back. You won't be over analyzing every little interaction. You'll simply notice your anxiety, get curious what it's all about, and give yourself whatever loving attention you may need. You won't spend hours trying to figure out why he's pulling away and scheming how to get his attention back again, because you'll no longer be interested in men that don't show interest in you. You won't feel needy because you'll be in touch with your own needs and you'll know how to meet them for yourself and how to communicate what your needs are in dating and relationships. When you embody this belief, you will naturally act from a deep sense of worthiness in how you interact with men, and it will be irresistible to the kind of high value man you really desire. Belief number 2 is your past does not equal your future. Like I said, I met my partner when I was 36 years old. And up until then, my love life was full of unrequited love, situationships, and what I like to call one hit wonders or great first dates that never went anywhere. The longest relationship I had ever been in lasted less than 8 months. And my lack of relationship experience was a huge insecurity of mine. I was fully bought into the belief that the way things were in the past was the way they were always going to be. Like, I seriously thought I was going to be alone forever. And I held so much shame around my dating and relationship past. And I created a story that because love had never worked out for me in the past, it never would. But whether you've been single since you were born, like I was, or have jumped from relationship to relationship, neither experience has anything to do with what might happen for you in the future, as long as you have some awareness of the patterns and behaviors you're stuck in and actively work to shift them. I had to take a really close look at the shame and these beliefs about my past and the stories I was running about it, and how all of that was affecting how I was showing up on dates and in my interactions with men. Just get curious. What beliefs and stories do you have about your dating past or former relationships? What feelings, emotions, and patterns show up? And who or what does it remind you of? What might you be getting by staying stuck in the past? For me, if I stayed single, I didn't ever have to really let anyone in and didn't have to be vulnerable and be seen. And what do you truly desire out of a future partner and relationship? Once I started focusing on what I wanted instead of the way it had always been, and once I accepted my dating past with some love and compassion, I knew that my future partner would accept it as well. And anyone that had a problem with it just wasn't the guy for me. Do some journaling and notice any sensations that come up in your body. If anything does come up or becomes overwhelming, just take a few deep breaths, maybe make some sounds. You can get up and move your body, or just take a break and come back to it later. Just listen to what your body's telling you. Belief number 3 is your body and your wounds hold incredible wisdom. In the last belief, I shared that I once held so much shame in my body around my lack of experience in relationships. And somatically in my body, this would look like bracing and tension in my body before dates and probably on dates, to be honest, in anticipation of being asked about my past, a racing heart and hot, flushed cheeks when I would be asked the question, when was your last relationship? Trying to make myself smaller, avoiding eye contact, kind of just shutting down. My shame and insecurity would have been obvious to anyone in my presence. But the problem wasn't the fact that I was 36 and had never been in a long term relationship before. It was how I felt about that and the meaning I gave to it that was causing me so much pain. And that I would just try to suppress that discomfort and the pain I felt about never having been in a relationship before. And it wasn't until I got curious about the shame that I could finally feel it and process it and lovingly accept this part of myself and even see the gifts that it provided. This allowed me to share about my past from a completely neutral position. I also became completely unattached to what anyone else might think about it. I knew that my future partner would accept this part of me, that it wouldn't matter to him, and anyone that had a problem with it simply was not my guy. Because the truth is, we're all walking around with scars and wounds, both healed and unhealed parts of ourselves. Nobody meets their soulmate or enters into a relationship completely whole and healed and perfect. What matters is how you relate to those unhealed parts of yourself and whether you listen to the signals your body is giving you as you move through your dating journey. Start tracking sensations in your body as you move through different dating activities. Your body is sending you messages all the time. Some are subtle, some will be more obvious, but things will start to shift when you start listening and stop overriding or suppressing what your body is trying to tell you. And belief number 4, what is for you cannot pass you by. I believe when it comes to life, there's absolutely no such thing as being behind. And there's absolutely no one right way to do anything, especially when it comes to dating and relationships. There's only your journey, which is 100% unique and unlike anyone else's. This also means that you cannot mess it up. But I get it completely. You see other people around you falling in love, finding their person, getting engaged, getting married, having babies while you're still swiping away on dating apps and wondering what you're doing wrong. That was my experience for years, and it was really painful and really lonely. And the thing is, as women, we've been conditioned to believe that our worth is based upon how attractive we are to men. We've been conditioned to believe that being in a relationship is somehow better than being single. We've been conditioned to believe that we have to follow the rules and act a certain way to be a good girl and be lovable and acceptable. We've been conditioned to believe that the best way to do life and feel fulfilled is to meet the man you're going to marry in college, get married, buy a house, and start having kids. We've been conditioned to believe that if you don't do those things, then there must be something wrong with you. But it's just not true. The only thing you're doing wrong is not trusting yourself and not trusting the timing of your life. Because the truth is, you're always on time and exactly where you need to be. This is true if you're single, if you're dating someone you're not sure about, or even if you just broke up with someone you thought you would be with forever. When you embody the belief that what is for you cannot pass you by, you no longer waste time chasing after men that don't see your value. You trust that you cannot and will not mess it up with the right person. So if someone leaves, you let them. You can let go of like this death grip you have on your dating life and just trust that you're having the experience you need to have in order to be ready to receive when the right man comes into your life. And when you embody this belief, you find value and meaning in every part of your journey, whether you're single, in a relationship, or something in between. So let's check back in with your body right now. How is your breathing? How is your posture? Is there any tension anywhere or other sensation in your body that's wanting some loving attention? Just allow yourself to notice what it's like to be you right now in this moment without judgment. And I encourage you to take just a few minutes to sit with yourself and continue to notice your body and your internal world. And remember, you don't have to do anything about it. Just notice, just try to stay present and stay connected to yourself. I hope you found this video useful. If so, please like and subscribe. It really helps other people just like you to find the video. And thank you so much for spending your time with me. I'll see you in the next one.